Hi everybody! Last week we looked at my top 5 healing stones to help with headache and migraine. I'm going to take that a step further today and I'm going to show you how to work with crystal healing wands to help with headache and migraine. Alright, it's important to understand the different types of wands and how they can be used in a general sense before we know how we can apply them specifically to headache and migraine pain. So I've got a few crystal wand samples here. This by no means represents the variety of wands that are out there. There are literally hundreds, thousands probably, different types of wands and shapes, but these are some of the more common ones, and these are certainly the ones that I work with most in my professional and my personal practice. So if you've watched any of my videos before, you know that I'm a massive fan of natural Lemurian quartz laser wands. This is my favorite. It's an absolutely stunning piece. I do sell these. These are quite difficult to come by, and I do sell them in my online shop, which is www.evolvehealing.net/shop, in case you're interested. But it doesn't have to be as big as mine. Mine's as long as my hand. It can be smaller. So we've got a natural Lemurian quartz wand. Now the reason why I love these is quartz is the most versatile healer. It's good for all-round cleansing, healing, it's programmable, it's extremely high vibration, and it has the ability to generate an electrical charge when it's stimulated. It also has the ability to absorb an electrical charge and convert that into movement or mechanical energy, and this is called piezoelectricity. So even on a cellular level, quartz is very special. I've also got a double terminated clear quartz wand here. So a Lemurian laser natural quartz wand is naturally formed this way. This has not been shaped. This is how the crystal's been grown. You can see where it's been snapped off at the base here. This wand, on the other hand, has been manually shaped. You can see that each side is perfect. You can't feel any ridges or dints on it. It's been laser and precision cut, but it's still of quartz, and the healing properties are exactly the same whether it's natural or has been shaped. This is called a double terminated wand because it's got a point at either end. You can get naturally double terminated points too. This one's been artificially created. This is a single terminated wand because it has one point and the other end is blunt or flat. I also have a single terminated amethyst wand here. So we can see it's got one point and the other end is blunt. I've got a double terminated rose quartz wand here, which has been manually shaped as well. And then I have another quartz point. You can see that this is much smaller than the first one. It still does a really good job though, so size doesn't always matter. And it is blunt on the end, which is why it's single terminated, and point at the top there. So that's just a little rundown of different shapes and sizes of wands. How do we use them, and how can this be used to help with headache and migraine? Right. As a general rule, crystal wands that have a point at one end and blunt on the other, so single terminated wands, are excellent for channeling energy in a single direction. So the energy is going to come out of the wand, out of the point here. The way that we can use this in a healing sense is covered in some of my other videos if you're looking to know how to incorporate this into chakra healing, for example. But when we're working with headaches, we can use the wands in the following way. Wherever the site of your pain is, you can hold the blunt end of the wand against the point of the pain and visualize the wand drawing or siphoning this energy, this pain, this inflammation, this tension out of your body, drawing it up through the wand and sending it out into the ether to be gone, out of the point of the wand. You can do this with any single terminated wand that you have, including clear quartz. Just be mindful that the type of stone that you're using is appropriate to use on the head and on the higher chakras. Keep in mind this part of the body energetically is very high vibrational, so you don't want to be using wands that are made of very energetically heavy substances like hematite, for example, which is great to use as a grounding stone, but not so great when used on the higher chakra points because it's just so heavy. You might actually end up feeling worse than feeling better if you're using a stone type that's too heavy. So think about using purple, violet stones like amethyst, purple calcite, fluorite, clear stones like clear quartz, and ones that are made of white stones as well, like selenite, for example. Clear calcite's also a fantastic option. So just making sure that you're holding the blunt edge pressed up against the head where the pain is being experienced, and just visualizing everything, all the pain flowing out. Another way of working with the single terminated wands to help you with headache and migraine is to work with the wand tip pointing in towards the head or the site of the pain. In this way, what you do is you visualize the energy flowing out of the point of the wand into the mind and into the site of the pain. So I like to visualize that all of that universal healing energy is being drawn in through the blunt end of the wand, and it's coming in, being filtered and cleansed in the crystal, and it's flowing in through the point into my mind. I also love to visualize that the energy that's flowing out of the wand tip is like cool, clean, bubbling water, and it's just flowing in. It's neutralizing all the heat, all the inflammation in my mind. It's cooling, it's soothing. You might have some other kind of visualization that you incorporate when you're holding the wand in place. You might visualize white light flowing in. You might visualize cool blue energy flowing in. Whatever visualization is most helpful and healing for you is going to be perfect. And don't forget to use different types of wands that you might have on hand, as long as they're appropriate for use at the higher chakras. We can also use double terminated wands for healing with headache and migraine pain as well. Unlike the single terminated wand where the energy just flows out one point of the piece, in a double terminated wand, the energy is flowing out both ends simultaneously. So you can hold the wand tip. I might actually hold it here, you can probably see a bit better. Hold the wand, any wand tip pointing in towards the side of the pain. And this time you're visualizing the siphoning of the pain and the inflammation flowing out, as well as the healing energy flowing in at exactly the same time. It's so calming. So just holding it in place and visualizing that energy exchange happening. The way we can use a Lemurian wand, we can also use this with any other single terminated wand, but I love Lemurian laser wands for this, is that we can use the wand to create spirals over the site of the pain. So Lemurian laser wands are different to other ones in that the point is usually very fine and very sharp when compared to, say, a wand like this. The tip's not nearly as fine. So laser wands are used for very fine, very localized work. And you can actually feel, if you hold your palm like this and spiral a laser wand, I'm feeling that straight away. You can actually feel the energy coming out of the wand tip. So we always wake up our Lemurian laser wands first, stimulate all the energy, get it buzzing, and then we use it over the site of the pain and spiral in a counterclockwise direction preferably, but if it's clockwise it doesn't matter too much either, as long as the intention and the visualization is there. So I like to visualize when I'm doing this, once again, that I'm collecting all the pain, all the heat and inflammation energy like a whirlpool, like I'm scooping up a whirlpool, and I'm collecting it, drawing it all into this cluster, and then pulling it out of my energetic body. Let's do that again. So spiraling over the site of the pain, and then pulling it out, visualizing the pain coming out like threads of energy. And you can do this a few times where the site of the pain is. It's very calming, and it really does help. So they're my favorite methods for working with wands to help with headache and migraine pain. A few things to keep in mind before you go and work with this at home. Probably number one being, make sure whatever wand type you are using is appropriate to use for the higher chakras. Please don't use heavy, dense grounding stones here because it may actually make you feel a little worse. It may not aggravate the pain, but it certainly might make your mood feel quite flat instead of feeling lightness and I guess a raising of your energy. It might make your energy feel a little bit flat. Number two, it's not so important which type of wand you use, whether it's single terminated, double terminated, laser quartz, or otherwise, but do the technique that resonates most with you. When we do energy healing work, it's important to work intuitively and go with the technique that resonates with you rather than overthinking, overanalyzing, trying to get the technique perfect, and then you're working from your head, you're not working from your intuitive heart space. So the power of the healing is going to be lessened. So just go with what works for you, whether that's holding a wand at your head, whether it's the spiral technique, and you won't go wrong. Thank you so much for watching, and if you're interested in purchasing or looking at any of the wands that I sell online, keeping in mind that I only sell wands that I personally would work with myself, then jump across to my online shop, www.evolvehealing.net/shop. Thank you so much for watching.